Have you ever caught yourself staring up at the sky, noticing a row of birds calmly sitting on a power line like notes on a musical staff, and felt a little confused by how normal it all looks? Those lines hum with electricity strong enough to light entire cities, yet the birds sit there unbothered, preening their feathers, hopping closer together, sometimes even sleeping. It feels wrong on an instinctive level. We're taught from childhood that electricity is dangerous, invisible, and unforgiving. Touch the wrong thing and the consequences are immediate. So why doesn't anything happen to them? Why doesn't the electricity surge through their tiny bodies in a flash of feathers and sparks? The scene feels almost magical, as if birds have unlocked some secret immunity or possess a natural insulation humans lack. But the truth is far more interesting than magic. The reason birds don't get electrocuted has nothing to do with special feathers or luck. It has everything to do with how electricity behaves, and more importantly, how it chooses to move. To understand what's really happening, we have to let go of a common mental image most of us carry about electricity. We imagine it as an aggressive force, constantly trying to leap into anything it touches. In reality, electricity is surprisingly lazy. It doesn't move unless it has a reason to. Electricity flows only when there is a complete circuit, a continuous path from a place of higher electrical potential to a place of lower potential. Without that path, even the highest voltage in the world just sits there, contained. Power lines are designed very carefully to give electricity exactly one job: carry energy from power plants to homes, factories, and cities along a controlled route. The thick metal wire is that route. When a bird lands on a single power line, it isn't interrupting that journey. It isn't offering electricity a better option. The bird simply becomes another object at the same electrical potential as the wire itself. In that moment, the bird and the power line are, electrically speaking, the same thing. Both of the bird's feet touch the same wire, which means both feet are at the same voltage. With no difference in voltage between one foot and the other, there is no push, no force driving electricity through the bird's body. Electricity doesn't flow just because something is nearby. It flows because it is being pulled from one state to another. Since the bird provides no such pull, the current continues on its way through the metal wire, which is a far better conductor than flesh, bone, and feathers. The bird might as well be invisible as far as the electricity is concerned. This idea can feel counterintuitive because we're used to thinking of danger in terms of contact. Touch the fire, get burned. Touch the blade, get cut. Electricity doesn't work like that. It's not contact that matters most. It's connection. Specifically, connection between 2 points of different electrical potential. A bird perched on a single wire isn't connected to anything else. It isn't connected to the ground. It isn't connected to another wire. It's electrically isolated, even though it's sitting on something that seems incredibly dangerous. In a strange way, that bird is floating, not physically, but electrically. Now compare that to what happens when a human touches a power line. A person standing on the ground is already connected to the earth, which acts as a massive electrical reservoir. If that person touches a live wire, they complete a circuit. Electricity now has a path from the high voltage of the power line, through the human body, and down into the ground. Unlike air, the human body is a decent conductor of electricity because it's full of water and dissolved salts. The moment that path is completed, electricity flows, and the results can be catastrophic. This is why linemen wear heavy protective gear and follow strict procedures. It's not because electricity is hunting them. It's because they are carefully avoiding becoming part of a circuit. There's another subtle factor working in the bird's favor, and it has to do with size. Power lines can have small voltage differences along their length, especially over long distances. Electricity isn't perfectly uniform, but birds are small. The distance between their feet is tiny. Any voltage difference that might exist between one point on the wire and another over that short distance is negligible. It's not enough to drive a meaningful current through their bodies. Humans, on the other hand, are much larger. If a person were somehow suspended between 2 points at different voltages, the potential difference across their body could be enormous. That difference is what turns voltage into current, and current is what causes injury. This is why birds appear so relaxed on power lines. From their perspective, nothing unusual is happening. There's no sensation of heat, no tingling, no warning sign. The electricity is flowing past them, not through them. It's also why the danger suddenly becomes real when conditions change. Birds are safe only as long as they touch one wire and nothing else. The moment a bird touches two wires at the same time, especially wires carrying different voltages, everything changes. Now there is a voltage difference between 2 points of contact, and electricity has a reason to move through the bird's body. This is not a hypothetical situation. It happens. Larger birds like eagles, hawks, and owls are at greater risk because of their wide wingspans. When they take off or land, their wings can accidentally bridge the gap between two wires, or between a wire and grounded equipment like a transformer or metal pole. In those moments, the bird does become part of a circuit, and the results are often fatal. This is why wildlife conservation groups and utility companies sometimes work together to redesign power infrastructure in certain areas. By increasing the spacing between wires or adding insulating covers near perching spots, they reduce the chances of these accidental connections. What's fascinating is that birds don't need to understand any of this to survive. They aren't consciously calculating voltage differences or electrical potentials. Their safety is largely the result of behavior shaped by evolution. Over countless generations, birds that instinctively perched in safer ways were more likely to survive. Birds that made dangerous mistakes didn't pass those behaviors on. What looks like intelligence or caution is often just the quiet outcome of natural selection, removing risky patterns over time. The birds that remain are the ones whose instincts happen to align with the laws of physics. This everyday scene also reveals something important about electricity that many people misunderstand. Voltage alone isn't what makes electricity dangerous. Voltage is potential. It's the ability to do work, not the work itself. What actually causes harm is current, the movement of electric charge through a body. High voltage without current is like a steep hill with no way down. It looks dangerous, but nothing happens unless there's a path. This is why safety rules around electricity focus so much on grounding, insulation, and separation. They are all ways of controlling whether a circuit can form. You can see this principle echoed in countless technologies around you. Insulated wires prevent accidental contact. Rubber gloves worn by electricians block conductive paths. Birds on power lines are simply a natural demonstration of the same idea. They are safe not because electricity is weak, but because electricity has nowhere to go. There's something quietly poetic about that. One of the most dangerous forces we harness follows rules so strict that even a small bird can coexist with it peacefully, as long as those rules aren't broken. The bird doesn't challenge the electricity. It doesn't fight it. It simply doesn't participate. The current flows on, indifferent, while life perches comfortably in its presence. So the next time you look up and see a bird resting on a power line, you're not witnessing a miracle or a loophole. You're watching physics behaving exactly as it always does. That bird isn't immune to electricity. It's just not giving electricity a reason to move through it. As long as it stays on one wire and avoids touching anything else, it remains safe, suspended in a delicate balance between immense power and complete calm. Moments like this are reminders that the world around us is full of hidden logic. Things that seem mysterious often aren't once you slow down and follow the rules beneath them. Electricity, evolution, and everyday life intersect above our heads in the most ordinary places. And when you understand what's really happening, the sight doesn't become less impressive. It becomes even more fascinating. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea for a future episode or a simple everyday mystery you'd like us to explore, leave it in the comments. We love digging into your suggestions and giving credit where it's due. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay curious.